It's a journey, y'all. It's called The Journey Within. That's what my friend said to me. She said,
Genius.
there's no greater journey than the journey within.
Alright, gang, here we are back again as always. Yo, I feel like I need to catch my breath for a second. But yo, I've been getting downloads about bugs and being bugged. Like, yo, what's going on, bruh? What's going on? Why is the collective being bugged, hacked, tracked, monitored? Yo, I think there's just a crazy energy right now, like, you know, all up in the space. Is this camera even doing the things? Okay, looks like it is. But like, yo, man, there's just a lot of interference energy right now, you know, and I'm actually getting that there's a lot of like spiritual chatter, a lot of discussions, a lot of observation, people trying to figure things out about what the collective is doing, the moves that are being made. And I think this is as a result of having diverted your energy or moved your energy. You might have shifted your focus, your priorities in some shape or form. But as a result of that, now there are environments or people that you've left behind who are now putting things in motion to actually watch you. On the other side of that, I think there's a part of this collective where you have actually been tracked for a long time, and these people have been like monitoring your devices, looking at you through like screens, through mirrors, through using bugs as well, you know, like actual bugs, like maybe flies and things like that, but then also trying to get into your like your emails, your social media accounts, any accounts that of course even need passwords. You know, I'm getting something about like passwords being changed, people trying to reset your passwords, get into your accounts to try and just mess up whatever you have set up, you know, to kind of tarnish your reputation, kill your momentum, something of that nature. But so prior to me actually, like, you know, I've been getting this download for a while, and I've been thinking like, okay, Spirit, why are you asking me not to share it? Why are you asking me not to share it? And it seems like now is the time. So, you know, as always, I say that the boys led, and it's been bread too. You know, interestingly, I'm thinking about like the bread, like Jordans. Oh wow, okay, I see why you're telling me about bread. You know, let me tell you guys a story. So it's interesting that like there was this day, I think like a few days ago, well, actually not a few days ago, it's like maybe I would say 3 weeks to a month-ish ago, where I was driving to my place of work, and I was, you know, turning into the parking bay, and for some reason, like I actually like just slightly scratched against the pillar. And mind you, I had perfectly, you know, judged the distance between the car and the pillar. I mean, I'm like, come on, I've been driving for years now. But for some reason, that happened, right? And now I'm thinking about breads, and I'm remembering that, like, I noticed that my shoes had a scratch as well on the left hand side, which is the same place, which is on the left hand side in the front, which is at the same place that the car had a scratch on the left hand side in the front, like on the bumper. But of course, now in my case, I'm speaking about like the oh my goodness, all the people who know that I'm into sneakers would like think to myself, gee, like how can you not remember this right now? Goodness, the outer sole, goodness, yes. So it's on the outer sole of the sneaker, but like right in the front, like close to the, you know, what's this? The front side of the sneaker. Goodness gracious. Whoa, okay, this what is it again? Oh my gosh. But look, it's on the outer sole on the front side of the sneaker, you know, near the toe box area. Yes, there we go. Flip. Yo, near the toes, you know, they've been trying to get to our toes, trying to keep us on our toes. There I am trying to like get this download through, you know. But anyway, okay, the recording's still going. But yeah, man. So it's like it's so interesting that I'm saying bread, right? Because it's bread. It's like you know how bread rises, there's yeast, and it's been a matter of like this has been increasing over time, these bugs, this hacking, this tracking, this monitoring, the investigations. And I feel like, you know, time and time again they've been like making more and more attempts to like try and get at you to see what you're doing, where you're doing it, who you're doing it with. And I think it's time that, you know, we shed some light on this energy and also see where we're going. I do get a sense that like with me giving this as the precursor, spirit might just take it in its own way or like kind of lead us to something else, because here I was, you know, the boys led all the time. It's like oh, okay, spirit's telling me to go back to the bread. Of course, with the bread, you know, it's just thinking about bread and rising, right? But another thing about bread is the colors. So, you know, black, red, and gray. It could also be black, red, and white, just depending on, you know, the model of the sneaker. But you know, with me just thinking about that right now, I think about how that colorway is like so classic. It is like perhaps like the most popular colorway of most Jordan sneakers, right? And you know what, they are ultimately messing with our steps, our movement, you know, where we are on the pavement, the steps that we take in terms of you know, even creating this like a classic, you know, creating something long lasting. Because if we know this colorway or this combination of colors to be so popular, so classic, then it's a matter of saying like the collective is being attacked, or you know, energy interfered with or interjected with in such a way because of this energy being what it is. It's the energy that is going to be classic, that is going to be renowned, that is, oh my red candle, not my red candle, of course it's red and orange and we're grounding this energy, right? But my right candle is flickering. I don't think there's any mistake in that, because again, with red we think about, you know, positive and negative, in terms of it could be red like love, it could be red like warning, you know, it could be red like the devil. You know, I mean, in a reading I did recently, I was wearing a red t-shirt and I was even thinking like red as in being blood, you know. So taking that on again to the car, you know, I'm even thinking that these energetic disturbances are trying to, you know, interject not only in our steps in the sense of like actual steps, but even in our movement, where we're driving to, where we're taking steps towards. In a spiritual sense, it's like your spiritual growth, your plans as well, you know, the things that you are being initiated into, the new eras or paradigms or spaces of frequency that you're unlocking. And there the left candle now starts to go. I was about to say there the red candle starts to go again. So very much strong with the color red. And yeah, it's been bread. I mean, this is something that's been building up, stirring up. But then also, you know, I'm thinking about bread as in like an actual loaf, and you know, it's spread. Here we are on the daily spread. So thank you, angels, thank you, guardians, thank you, spirit. Actually, let's just do the intro one time. Welcome to another episode of the daily spread, where we take the journey within, and on this path we are led. Thank you to our angels, our guides, our ancestors, the ascended masters, for wishing us well. May this reading be swell and in the highest vibration of love. That's where we dwell. Yeah, I'm your host G3E, doing the most, you know. But yeah, let's proceed. So again, bread with the loaf. Maybe these people have been loafing around, you know, trying to just take your energy and make best use of it for themselves, because you know, they are lazy. They have things that they've achieved by ill-gotten means or ill-gotten gains, you know, doing something perhaps that's like illegal or not morally correct, or by stealing from you, or by siphoning energies, energy vampire type of a thing going on, that they've actually, you know, gotten whatever they've gotten from taking energy from the collective. But then on the other side, I'm thinking about, you know, how a loaf forms, how a loaf has slices. And like I was saying, the spread, you know, because of what we do with these slices. You know, we know that it takes time, it takes ingredients, it's composed in a certain way to make a loaf of bread. And I think bread is like one of the staple foods. It's one of the the foundational things that a lot of people eat and have, because I'm even being led to now like bread in the Bible, as to how, like Jesus shared like the loaf of bread with the fish, and there was enough for everyone to eat. So it's like whatever is like sustenance, whatever is nutritious to the collective, we want to know about it, such that we can take it and not only like have it for ourselves, but make sure that it is not being spread. It's not being spread into the people. But then you can also not like butter your bread, you know what I mean? Like, you can't enjoy it yourself. So I think it's high time that we weigh things up. I mean, here we are with the Justice card and the Page of Wands, and like I was saying, the boys led. The boy was shuffling. I can even say the girl too, because we balanced out here. We acknowledge masculine and feminine, and if you find yourself in this space, I just saw 1044, that might be relevant. So 144 actually. Oh, it's the 144,000. Like, what? Of course you're in this space, because you're an angel, you're a chosen one. What do you do? Yo, I caught that one real quick. And that's what's happening to these people with the bugs, with the interference, with the hacking, the tracking. Yo, we caught you real quick, If you feel called to change your devices, reset your devices, change your passwords, all that type of jazz, definitely do that. I'm getting an itch on my left knee right now, so I think that's definitely speaking to taking a step in that direction. But definitely do consider that. Anyways, every time I keep wanting to come to the cards, like another download just keeps coming through. But anyway, let's cook. Archangel Michael, angels, guardians, ancestors, please protect the reading. I'm about to hit my singing bowl, so if you are sensitive to sound, it's happening. 3, 2, 1. All right. So yeah, we've cleared the space. Let me just move this pendulum out the way. It's a pendulum, right? We don't know which way it's gonna go, which way it's gonna swing, but let's let the bell ring. Spirit, cook with me one time. What you saying, gang? No? Oh, okay, we're going for the oracles. I bet. Okay, let me just like pull out a deck over here. So this is a deck called Ask Your Guides. I'm gonna show it on this camera here as well. And look, I mean, you already have 2 oracle cards out. I mean, 2 tarot cards out. Looks like we're going the other way around. Looks like there's a lot of channeling that's gonna come through from this. But before I like dive into these, let me just let you guys know what we have here on the table. First card, Page of Wands in the upright. Second card, Justice card in the upright. And at the back of the deck, we have the 10 of Swords in the reversal. When I think about the swords, right, the journey from the first one, the Ace of Swords, all the way to the 10 of Swords, I'm thinking about somebody who's learning about their journey of how to live their truth, how to honor, their intuition, the intuitive hits, and being aware of how swift and decisive action would actually be to their favor in calming what's going on in their mind, as well as with like the weapons formed against them, and just things that are coming at them, whether mentally, physically, emotionally, just like war ultimately, right? And it also just speaks to situations, when I think of the court cards being the knight, the page, the the queen, and the king. Situations, and also perhaps individuals where there is Snoopy energy, there is observation, there is people trying to get into business, there is also decisive action, wisdom, knowledge, decisions, discernment. But you get it, right? It's like there's a word that I'm thinking of, it's just not coming to mind, but I feel like it's gonna hit so hard. But it's okay. The truth cuts deep either way, right? But again, the soul's about not earth, air. Yo, they don't want us to get this message out. Like, let's just get this thing in, like, going. It's about air energy, and air is swift. Air flows, you know what I mean? And air, just like, I'm seeing how air is used to move seeds. I forgot what that thing is called when, like, you know, cross like pollination or something, like where, you know, a plant would like release its spores and seeds and then the air takes it and plants it elsewhere. I forgot what that's called, but it's coming to mind right now. And I think that actually is now speaking to what is actually happening here, is that as long as you keep spreading this information, you know, posting things, putting things out that are showing your light and who you are, they are trying to like take that with their air, with their lies, with their deception, and oh, there we go, that's the word I was thinking about, deception, and move it elsewhere. You know, they're the Decepticons, you know what I mean? These people transform, guys. Like, for real, they transform, but we thinking we goodness gracious. Yo, let's go with this bell one more time. Guys, give me a second. 3, 2. Yo, man. Yo, like... Whew. Guys, leave us alone, eh? Leave us alone. If you are not of the highest vibe, leave. Like, exit the space right now. We're trying to tap into this message, and they trying to tap into us, the vessel for the message. Like, whoa, hold the F up, yo. Like, chill. You know, angels of the highest light, guardians of the highest light, come through, man. Let's do the most right now. They're trying to like get in the way of what's happening. This message is gonna be something else. I saw 1629, but I was gonna say 129. So you know, 1 to 9, like going from 1 to 9, like almost at the end, right before 10. So it's like 1 to 9. I'm even thinking about how this year is the year of like a number 1, and it would end at 9 if you don't, like, you know, consider that 10 being reduced is 1. But it's like, if we're gonna get 1 to 9, I don't know, like the levels, the stages, the grades, the, I don't know, the plateaus, the platforms. But yes, wow, okay, I knew this was like hectic, and maybe this is exactly how it needs to come through. Well, not maybe, it is. Thank you, Spirit, Universe, Guardians, angels. I was about to say ancestors, like, and angels together. Yo, this is like you just try to like, yo. Anyways, 10 of Swords, right? In reverse. These people are having a hard time like living their truth, gang. You know, in this image over here, we see this lady with, or this character, you know, always I change that because you can switch the roles around as necessary. But she's been backstabbed, you know. But at the same time, you see there's this illumination from her eyes, from the third eye. And, you know, in the upright, I'm thinking about like how at the end of this journey, you get to a point where you realize that, you know, you actually have to live your truth. You have to awaken. You have to step up because of, you know, everything that has happened from 1 to 9. From 1 to 9, right? But now in the reverse, it's like there's even a challenge for them to see the truth for what it is. It's like we're at the end of this journey. We're at the end of all of these. Like the 1 to 9 has already occurred. They've maybe tried more than once, perhaps even 9 times to get to us, to get to the collective, to get to you. And even now, they are still grasping at straws. They're still trying to interject. They're still trying to, like, you know, intercede with your energy. Whereas, you know, our guardians, our angels, our ancestors are coming through with the justice. They are the ones coming through to intercede and balance the situation. Because what they do not see, or what they are refusing to see, is what's actually coming through. It's also being seen by spirit, guardians, angels, ancestors. Oh, confirmation burp. And as a result of that, you know, justice is being served. You know, for me to see this eye, like in my view, being pointed, like the gaze being pointed downwards, and then also hear the eye behind the scales on this card, it's actually telling me that there are also things that the collective doesn't know that have happened in the background that have been shielded from the collective, from you, from us. But you know, some of those things have leaked through such that we are aware or have been picking up or have picked up that there have been some, disturbances in the energy, in the flow for some reason. And when I think about this Page of Wands, I take it in two ways. Like, one side is, this energy trying to come at the collective, being that, they are wondrous and curious as to how we are, living our passions, living our lives, spreading our passion, our fire. Like, where is it that we are directing energy towards, and what is that energy doing? But then also on their side, it's that, curious nature of who we are and what it is that we are doing. So I take this in both ways, because while we are like on one path, learning ourselves, there we go, sorry, I was just a bit there. On one side, the collective is learning how to better direct their energy, better make use of their path. I mean, here you see a young character with a wand in their hand, and I think of how, with this flower here that's blooming, and all the others that are ready to bloom, it's like learning that your direction, your action, your intention as well can bring life, bring light to the things that you've planted seeds for in the past. So there is this energy of directing your energy towards your growth, your expansion, your fulfillment, what it is that you've been putting your time and energy towards. But then on the other side, if the attackers or the perpetrators of this usurping, vampirical, energy siphoning, tracking, hacking, monitoring, investigation, guys, they're doing a lot. But yes, that energy is also wondering what this action actually is, because if they found out that you were building a new business, you were in a new relationship, you were planning to move jobs, homes, whatever it is, your plans, your desires, your mission, your blueprint ultimately, and also just you learning what your powers are, unlocking new things about you calling your power back, you doing integrations, you clearing your chakras. Like, there are so many things that the collective is doing. There's so much growth and planning and expansion, and also even releasing, like, all of these things that are happening for the collective are leading to the growth and expansion of who we are, right? And if they know anything, literally they are, like I'm saying, grasping on straws. Even a little bit of information is something that they're going to take and use against them. With me even thinking about monitoring, I'm getting something about how, like, people could actually be like doing readings on you, like getting into your dreams, projecting, casting evil eye. I mean, here I'm seeing the eye again, there seeing the eye one more time, of course, at the back of the Ten of Swords. But it's like there's a lot of spiritual interference, and something that I'm thinking about, which is why this Justice card is coming through, is because, like, spirit, angels, guardians, ancestors, universe, God was aware of these attacks or these interferences from what these people were doing, but wanted to also see their true heart and their true nature, because it comes across as though they too are, on their journey within. I think that's what we're all here to do as souls in our incarnations, right? We came here to learn certain things, but it was a test for them to see, like, okay, if you are given certain information about the collective, what are you going to do with this information? Can you put this information to good use, help the collective, support the collective, aid them in some shape or form? Or are you going to use it and try to jeopardize, perpetrate, you know what I mean? Like, just come through with like some nonsense ultimately, just disturb, this, oh my goodness, they dissing us. They even talk ill about us, guys. Oh my gosh, bruh. It's like, how do you spend so much time, like, talking about someone, dissing them, disliking all of these things about them, yet they are the object of your conversations. They are the object of your desires. It's like they want you, but they hate you at the same time. Like, what's going on? It's like, it's kind of confusing, but I guess that's why the Page of Wands is also there. It's like, what is it about the collective? Like, what is it about their energy? Like, why do I feel so drawn to them? Why do I want to see them, hear them, watch them? What is it about their life that, like, it's like moth to a flame type of a thing, you know. It's like you want to draw close, but you also know that like there's something about the heat that you cannot withstand, that the light is also illuminating parts of you, you know. Ooh, there's a cross watcher in the building. Hi guys. You know, it's even interesting. I'm getting something about like even like your search history, your YouTube history, the things that you're doing on your devices. They are also checking them out. And I laugh because it's kind of ridiculous, bruh. Like, if you've got so much to say, if you really want to connect, like, why don't you just say what you want to say? You know, okay, Spirit's coming through with the answer. And it's like, one part of it is they're intimidated. The other part is they don't know how to come correct. Like, you know, it's like, yo, it's interesting. In the previous reading, I was saying, like, people coming at a high priestess. It's like, imagine you are like, you know, I'm thinking about tarot cards, and I think this will make sense to a lot of people who are into tarot. But it's like, imagine you're the high priestess, and you step up to the high priestess as the fool. Like, yo, you don't know fuck all, bruh. And you're coming to me, the most intuitive one, you know? It's like, okay, let's bring it back down to, you know, everyday terms. It's like going to the professor as a grade 1 student. Like, okay, maybe not, okay, they're not that uninformed. Maybe like, yeah, going to the professor as someone who's in like high school, you know, like matric. You know some things, but then you don't know what the professor knows, gang. Like, ooh, like, do you know how much study, how much expertise, how much like dedication and time went into mastering this craft? Yet you want to come at us. So yes, again, one side of it is they don't know how to come at the collective. One side of it is they're intimidated by the collective. But then there's another side of it where, you know, the collective's light either detests them and they're demons and so on, but it also sheds light on the darkness that they are not willing to see for themselves, which is, you know, again, bringing us back to this 10 of Swords in reverse, because it's like, yo, it's so tough for you to see the truth for what it is. It's so tough for you to, you know, acknowledge and accept ultimately that you've surrounded yourself with all these lies. And, you know, what they try to use against the collective, you know, with this backstabbing is ultimately, I see this, you know, if I'm thinking about it in a sense of gravity. And, you know, I'm also thinking about how it looks in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, where this person is like on the floor with all their, all their swords? Or all their swords? Oh my goodness, guys, they're using your own truth against you. It's like they've actually been trying to like find something to plot and like, oh, there we go. Like, you know, there we hacked into his camera. We saw him that one day doing XYZ, and we're going to take a picture of that and try to use it against them or something. Or, you know, we listened to his microphone. We tapped into his email. We tapped into that account. You know, that fly that we sent stuck on the wall and heard this conversation between him and another, or her and another. Like, yo, yes, again, going back to this, in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, there's a person laying on the floor with the swords in their back. And if I think of it as gravity, the swords are now falling out. You know, the truth is actually going to be exposed. The truth is actually going to be revealed. And that's why we have the Justice card here, because the sword of justice is greater than any sword that they have formed or used against you. And what's that verse? No weapon formed against me shall prosper, gang. Booyah, hey, I don't even say that, but for some reason it came through, gang. Like, what? Woo! And we have another sword. We have another sword. We have another sword 3 times, because it's the 3 of Swords. And what are they doing, gang? Of course, you know, we can always think first, number 1, third party situation. Number 2, you know, they're trying to cause turmoil. They are trying to cause disturbance. They're trying to hurt us. They're trying to, you know, get to us where it hurts, where it's most painful. Again, it's like, you know, dimming your light. Imagine like a little child. You know, I actually read this comment on a YouTube video not too long ago. I forgot who I was listening to, but this person commented like, you know, as a little child, they would sing in the car, and their grandmother would, you know, close their lips and tell them that it's not a concert. Like, what do you mean? I'm just expressing myself. Another part of the comment, she mentioned something about how, whenever she looked good or dressed good, and like would like kind of walk in the house in front of the mirror, feeling herself, almost like, parading in a sense, the grandmother would say, or mother, whatever it is, they would say it's not a fashion show. It's like you being in your light, you expressing this divinity. It's like, when you put yourself on display, now, they're gonna attack the things that you love. Anytime that you live from your heart, you want to sing, let's attack that. You want to look good, let's attack that. You drive carefully, but we want to put you in an accident, let's attack that. And like I was saying, I even had a scratch on my car. I had a scratch on my outer sole, and look at that, outer sole, because wow, it comes back with the bread, because that's what they could only get to, the outer part of our soul, because they can't get to what's within. They've been trying to get deep and deep and deep, but that's as far as they're going. They only getting to the outer soul because we've been protected. Wow, spirit cook, what? Whoo, my G. The outer, ooh. Ooh, hey, let's just drink some water one time. If you with me, let's hydrate, gang. Let's hydrate. Pause if you need to, but listen, let's drink some water. 31:18. Wow. I remember going back to the bread, we were talking about it being red, and I was like, red for stop danger, red for love. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm Papa G, and who are you? Let me know in the comments, gang. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for being part of the tribe. It's always love. Yo, man, shit. Shit. Future, like. It's unbelievable. Like, guys, all we wanted to do was spread love, and you came to attack that? Like, what's going on, gang? But again, because I was getting that return to send the energy that they in the outer soul, we in this force field, we're protected. It's like, we have done all this healing work. Like I said, the collective has been doing all this work to heal, all this work to do this wonderful and amazing stuff. But like, it seems like now it's going back to them. I'm also getting that same energy I was getting a little while ago about how, they are so curious about the collective, yet at the same time, it actually hurts them to see what the collective is, because here we go. They see what they could have been, or an aspect of themselves within the collective that they are yet to tap into or would like to tap into. And one side of it is they could approach the collective, they could approach you and ask you for help, like, hey dude, how did you overcome confirmation? How did you overcome your dark times? How did you overcome your dark period? How did you leave that job and make it into a new job? How did you leave that relationship and not go back and even contact them? How did you leave that friend group? How did you leave that family? But it's a matter of saying, like, how did you overcome so many things and yet you are still standing? Yet you are still the foundation, connected to the source. Like, how? And how is it that even after all the attacks, after all the things that we've done to bug, track, monitor, hack, like, investigate, interject, you are still going. You're still alive. How is it a new season and you're still breathing? How? Just like, when you've got an awesome God who reigns from the heavens above, gang, like, what? And what were they doing? Just more conflict, more war, more disagreements. Because it kind of comes across as though, that is actually what's happened in the past between you and them. But then also, I think, if they were actually working, okay, here we go, Spirit saying that, as much as it's a third party situation, you might have actually more than one person who's trying to like get into your energy. And it's almost like now they are one, perhaps arguing with themselves, because these two characters look like the same person at two different points in time. But then also it looks like, they are arguing with people who are of the like minds or of the same energy. So it's like, for example, I leave my family group and the people who argue are aunties or cousins or brothers. You get what I mean? Like people of the same standing within that space or that sphere. Or you leave, another example, you leave a job and the two managers are arguing, or the two managers who were at you are now arguing with each other because they were trying to pin something against you. Same with the friend group, same with the family group. But you get what I'm saying. Same with your school group. Two friends, two prefects, two leaders, two teachers. But it just comes across as that those people now, with you having been removed from the situation, your energy is the outer soul. Your soul has been taken out of this situation, right? It's like all they're left with is their own devices, because your device has been changed. Again, guys, change your passwords, change your devices or whatever. Just look out for that, right? And actually cleanse your space, protect your space. Ultimately, anything that you feel led to doing, that you feel is going to, limit or block these energies from coming through or coming in, do that. But yeah, with your energy no longer being present in the situation, all they are left with is, the energies that reside amongst them or between them, and they will argue amongst themselves. And that is this third party situation, because, I'm even getting that some of these people don't even like each other. So because they didn't like each other and you were present, you were just like the easy target in a sense. So it's coming through like that. Okay, one more. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes making movement, making a transition, moving from one place to another is very tough. Taking the high road, swallowing your pride, being the one who has a high level of emotional intelligence, applying a level of discernment. That isn't easy for everybody. And yeah, that's what I'm getting here with this Six of Swords. But one more. Okay, cool. Yo, man, like all these swords, gang. All these swords, and we're not just saying that there's a lot of swords and we're going 1 to 9, and I was explaining the swords. Granted, here we've got 2 wands, but every other card, like 5 of wands and the page of wands, but every other card has swords in it. I mean, even the justice card has a sword. 10 of swords, 3 of swords, 6 of swords, queen of swords. Like, guys. No, the boy's hella intuitive. We've been talking about the swords 1 to 9. But anyway, with the Queen of Swords, like what's cooking over here, the truth comes at a cost. I always say that. Truth comes at a cost. But, I was speaking to, I think, a mother or female energy earlier on. Grandmother as well in the example I was making. But definitely it could be a maternal energy. Oh, Grace. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming through with the secret sauces. Thank you for protecting the reading. And finally, not stumbling over my words as much. Okay, one more time. But yo, there we go again with the eyes. Okay, but wait, this is family Holy Spirit again. So we had Grace Holy Spirit, family Holy Spirit. I was getting something about family actually coming through earlier on, about like them wanting to do certain things, right? So definitely it is a group. It's more than one person who's at the collective, guys. Definitely. Okay, you're saying this one. What is it? Deceit. Okay, you're saying we got enough. Okay, cool. All right, let's go. Let's go. Guys, definitely a group. I know I'm jumping, but Spirit's leading me to this. I think we'll get back to the Queen of Swords in a bit. But look, with the Holy Spirit, with the family card, we were saying 1 to 9, and what's after 9? 10, and there's a number 10 on this card. And you being the dove, you being the pure one, you've left this group, because it looks like this dove is flying away from that house there in the background. And we were not just saying earlier, it's like you leaving an environment, a group, a space This could even be like people that you considered as family, people that you were really close to. You know, I'm even getting something about like how we have chosen family, you know, not just like the family that like we have in the sense of like our blood, but there are those people that you know, we choose as our family because we trust them. We've spent years, time, you know, we've invested energy into these connections, right? We saw a future, but those timelines are crumbling, and as a result of those timelines crumbling, or us no longer directing energy towards them, now they're like, yeah, what's going on? You know, I mean, as I'm looking in this card here in front of this house, it's like there's a lot of people standing right by the door, and it's like people are now anticipating your return, waiting to see like, are you coming back? But on the other side, it's like, why did you leave? And if they are not at the point of seeing why you left, and have not understood that it's this distance that you have, you know, it's like I'm also getting something about like how you love them from a distance, or you still like love them and appreciate them for who they are. But you know, with this dove going with this piece of like, you know, this stem or something, it's like you see where it all stems from, but it's also giving me like a new growth, a new sprouts. I'm getting something about forgiveness as well, where, you know, we can tell that, you know, the energy has been disturbed in this way, but the best thing that we can do is continue to protect our energy by leaving the space, but also forgiving them, because we want to be free off of them. This bird is free. I mean, you're flying, you in the sky, you in the air, you in your truth. You live in your truth, right? All these swords, right? And you are going to places where you can sprout, where you're about, you know, like, again, a bird is here, a bird is there, a bird is flying coast to coast, sea to sea, you know, because it sees, it's visionary. Guys, the eye is coming through, it sees. Oh, my boy. You know what, like, yo, listen, so, yo, the boy is cooking, Spirit is cooking, we are cooking, plus we in the kitchen, you know how we do. Welcome to Roots Holistic. Ooh, I laugh because I'm hype. I laugh because, you know, I'm actually laughing because I know we win at the end. Because I know there's justice. Because I know that the situation's being resolved. Because I know we're protected. That's why I laugh. Because it's like, really? Really? You really thought that was gonna work? You didn't know that we like prayer warriors. You didn't know that we fight on our knees, huh? You didn't know. You tried something. Watch this. Check my transformation, bringing light to the world with the power of creation. Whew. Guys, like for real, this is the second time I'm saying it, or the second time I'm saying it in a reading, but I've been thinking about this. I can't wait till you guys hear that song, man. It's power. It's power. But anyways, Holy Spirit, thank you. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for the intuitive hits, because if the collective didn't get this information given to them, they would have stayed in this environment, in this place that was draining their energy. And yeah, that's definitely what's coming through right now. I think this is a confirmation that it definitely is more than one person. It's definitely a group, and it's people that are certainly okay. Let's actually make this make a bit more sense. Let's actually put all these background cards over here, and these are the ones that came out first. Yes, so like I was saying, it's certainly like a group of people, you know. I mean, here we're seeing third party situation with the Three of Swords, and also here in the Five of Wands we're seeing two people that are, like I was saying, they're related or are similar in a certain sense. And again, here's the family coming through. So definitely a confirmation of where this energy is coming from, its source, where it's residing, right? And of course, residing, residence, home. So could have started also from a early age, or from many years past, or like before, you know, into the present, or many years present. So I don't know, it's like from then it's still happening now. So yeah, I'm getting a sense that like depending on who you are in this collective that I'm reading for, it might apply in different ways. So it could be that this is speaking to something that you're experiencing now, or it's speaking to something that has already happened. But in either way, just know that this is either confirmation for you, or just like kind of a possible outcome, prophetic, predictive, you know. It's like just possible possibilities. Okay, but I think you get it. Again, Queen of Swords, we're getting more about the eyes, more about the observation. I mean, yo, Just look at this Queen of Swords, like her eyes are hollowed out. I'm getting something about these people going against their good guidance, their good intuition. It's like, imagine wanting to like plot and scheme, set up a trap for you, and this person knows like it's not in their good interest to do that. They knew when they went and set up that trap that it was not the right thing to do, but they went and did it anyway. They went against their judgment. I'm getting poor judgment right now. I'm getting poor discernment, poor thinking capacity, poor thinking, poor reasoning. Whoa, man. I'm getting something about, me even like repeating the poor, and clearly they're trying to get in with the audio again. It's like yo, goodness gracious, let's drink some water. Like poor because it's like your energy was like lifting them up. Your energy was like the juice, like the fuel. Your energy was energizing, but now they are poor. They are deprived of that energy. My right ear is going off, and Spurs kind of also pointing to what they mentioned to me earlier, like, say it, bro. These people have capitalized off of your energy, and now the things that they have gained, the riches that they've gained from you and your energy, they will be poor, because it's like, imagine somebody taking your inheritance, your money, your opportunities, your blessings, all that type of a thing, and now it's going to be usurped and taken back from them and brought back to you. I was thinking of in a conversation today about how like someone could have been taking, again, thinking about, let's say it's like a family member has been taking your energy for like a very long time, and then yo guys, goodness gracious, just excuse me. Please excuse me, man. So it's like, okay, let me put this tissue over here. So like, imagine somebody takes all your energy. They use your energy to build a home, build a business, establish themselves. But then because you've called your energy back, all the things that they've established are now no longer as established. They start falling apart. They start dilapidating. I'm actually seeing the tower in my mind's eye right now, and the candles were just flickering there for a second, where that foundation was built. If it was built upon you and your energy and your presence, because now you've left, it's like everything starts to shake. Yes, the structure will try to stand because of what was built upon it. These things are still there, but now without that support, without that pillar there for them to be grounded or to be balanced upon, then over time these things will start to crumble, take new shapes, new forms. It's like, what's that Tower of Pisa, like, the tower's like chilling on its side. I mean, it didn't fall over, but clearly something happened to the foundation. I don't think somebody went and built a tower like that. I mean, we have grand architecture now in this day and age, but this card keeps like jumping up. It's like, pull me up, and we will. But it's like, there are some structures that still stand even though their foundations have been upset, like moved or changed in some way. But yeah, let's see what Spirit's trying to reveal. I think, in terms of this deck also being Ask Your Guides, we got confirmation that it is something about a group, a family, a friend group. I'm taking this, of course it says family, and of course we're getting this message from Holy Spirit, but again, just think of this as a group, right? Apply it as it fits, check what resonates, leave the rest, as you know, for all collective readings. 4834. But again, this card was jumping up, moving left and around. I'm getting that for me to have put this card face down, it's what was hidden and what is actually coming to the surface, or what they were trying to hide. Boredom. First thing coming through is, I mentioned earlier about like how these people are actually discussing you, and it kind of comes across as though like you are the hot topic. You are the one thing in their lives that is actually like, that moth to a flame example I was giving earlier. You are the one thing that's bright in their lives that actually brings a sense of excitement to them, and that's why they have all these eyes and pay all of this attention to you, because again, you're the star. it's interesting. Oh, I'm being brought back to what I mentioned earlier about, as I'm looking at the spirit teachers thing. A part of them is boredom because they are not like making use of their own gifts, their own abilities, like whatever they came to learn on this life, in this earth school, in this current incarnation. And it's like, spirit teachers is coming through as though you as the collective are setting an example. You are like the light, you are the way shower, and they are not looking to you to learn or ask you for guidance as to, like I was mentioning earlier, how did you overcome these obstacles? How did you overcome these dark times? How is it that you're able to budget your money? How is it that you're able to afford a certain type of lifestyle? Like, how is it that you're able to, do certain things, find yourself in certain places or spaces? And instead of coming to you for mentorship, guidance, learning, I'm even using myself as an example, somebody coming to me for a reading, coming to you to collaborate with you, to learn from you, to, join that class, join that workshop. They would rather spend time discussing it amongst their haters with their groups and, just casting evil eye, just projecting all of these negative energies. But deep down, they see that there is some information, there is a way of life, a way of being, a way of doing, a way of growing, a way of flowing. The boy got a rhyme. But I say those things with reason, and I say them with purpose, because the collective has been doing the work, which is what I mentioned. Every state of your being, emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually, politically, I say politically because even how you handle issues, how you, weigh things up, with your judgment, with your discernment. It's like they see that you have a greater level of wisdom and knowledge, and it's that application of that knowledge which proves that you're way more powerful than what they are. And I think they need to humble themselves to allow you to be their teacher. And it's like their teacher, or what they were manifesting, appeared in the form that they least expected. It's like you being old and, kind of thinking of life as very much hierarchical, where it's like the old guide the young, but now you are seeing a young person who knows things that you need to know as the older person, but not being willing to humble yourself to even listen to them and hear them out. So as I deep dive into the image and I'm thinking to what this image comes through for me, it's giving that thing of that image of, like, again, there's wolves here, there's leaves, or feathers, right? And there's an image in the shadow handing a heart to, looks like a child and a parent there. And again, with me thinking about how, I was speaking to how we've been usurped, the collective is being attacked, bugged, tracked. It's like what spirit was trying to give to you, the love that was trying to be given to you. It looks like this figure. In one case, it could be like they're guiding you and actually assisting you towards, oh, my neck just clicked. They're guiding you and assisting you towards, and it's clicking because you see what's happening over here. This figure has their hands on top of this child's shoulders, right? So it's like, instead of them like guiding you and like supporting you and like being the platform or the support, or like the wind in your sails, the aid, the love, the encouragement for you to step into your passions and the things that you truly desire, instead is coming through as though they actually have been like pulling you away. And I'm guessing that's why the neck has been clicked, because again, it's like, with a head being clicked, it's like, let's decapitate this person, let's put a noose over them, because with the noose over them, we get to the voice. Look at me clearing my throat, coughing, all this, like me clearing my voice, drinking this water, having this phlegm that I needed to clear up. It's like, let's get to your voice as well as your thinking ability. So it's coming across as like the upper chakras are very much affected. So throat chakra, third eye, crown, it's like we're gonna get into that part of you that is, higher chakras, higher vibrational, that connects with spirit. Because not only is spirit teacher coming through in two ways, as you being like the way show and being able to assist and guide people. It's very much coming through as like you are a light worker, you are somebody who assists and like lifts people as well. But then it's a matter of like you teaching, yes, people, but then also what spirit is trying to teach you. So it's like this energetic exchange that would be occurring within your higher chakras is now being usurped from them having pulled you back or having pulled you away. With these feathers, oh, the candle's flickering, the left one. With these feathers coming down, it's a matter of saying like, as much as they pulled you away from your heart, your passion, your love, or, kind of limited you, like, yeah, when you sing, it's not a concert. When you dance, it's not a fashion show. Or when you dance, oh my goodness, guys, even when you're dancing. Ooh, let me give you guys an example about my life. Back in the day, we used to crump, right? J Squad, tight eyes, that whole vibe, that whole era. And, crumping is actually a praise dance. You're dancing for God. And I remember my mother telling me like how she didn't like me crumping because when I crump, I look like I'm possessed. Like, what? What are you saying? Like, yo, if I'm possessed by something, I'm possessed by the Holy Spirit. Because it's a praise dance. I'm moving intuitively, instinctively. Spirit, I'm a channel for this thing, right? And I'm expressing myself. I'm loving. I'm doing all these wonderful things. And, I'm even thinking now how like my mother actually never came to like one of my performances. She's never seen me dancing on stage with like the crew that I had with my friends. The talent shows, like I don't remember her seeing her there or like making the time to come see the child who's possessed. Like, but anyway, it's kind of upsetting. It's kind of crazy that I think about it. And I not click my teeth. I kiss my teeth because it's like how crazy is it that, you are just wanting to express yourself. You are just dancing and you love dancing. You love just being free. You pop locking there, you're cramping. But they tell you that like you look like there's something wrong with you. Like, what is that? I don't think family, people who are supposed to be your residents, people who are supposed to encourage you. And, that saying about like how behind a strong man, there's a strong woman, or behind a strong woman, there's a strong man. It just speaks to the support. It speaks to the foundation. We should be supporting these people. And again, it's just coming through as though like, you are representing an aspect of them that they were not. So perhaps they too were intuitive. Perhaps at a certain point, they too were dancing. Perhaps at a certain point, they too were fashionistas. And that's why they said it's not a fashion show. It's not a concert. And in this case, well, it's not a time for possession. But again, if they're possessed by anything, they're possessed by boredom. And, I've been thinking lately or recently about how we have to kind of like allow ourselves to get bored, because when we do that, we actually like give ourselves a chance to connect to spirit. And in this case, here I'm seeing, the wolves here in the background. I'm kind of looking at that as like the spirit team, where instead of using the boredom to like connect with the silence, to hear the guidance, to tune into themselves, to go on the journey within, they use their boredom as a means to plot and scheme against you and how to pull you back from what is coming for you, what your spirit guides and team are bringing your way. Again, coming back to the feathers, you were getting signs and intuitive hits, recognitions, synchronicities about what was actually meant for you, what is yours. Confirmation, but it's a matter of saying that it will still materialize, because whatever spirit was doing, they're here in animal spirit form. They brought it in physical form, that if you were not going to tap into it yourself, it was going to come through other people, other people that were in your soul team or in your soul tribe, your new family, your other chosen family, your other people that were going to come through and do the most for you. 58, 53. So lastly, here I am being drawn to the last card that we pulled out here, and it's the Deceit. Oh, by the way, you remember I was just saying something about like the higher chakras being affected. I mean, just look at the colors here. We've got blue, we've got purple, we've got the white in the stars. So definitely another confirmation about this being the higher chakras. With this, me on the chakra vibe right now, Here I've got family, and family is green, and this could be it is the heart chakra, but I'm saying could be because I'm looking at all the other colors where, they messed with your foundation, your residence, your home, the place where you are meant to feel safe, secure, stable. But then they're coming through to, hey man, like, yo, what's going on? G on a beat. What's going on? It's gonna be a treat. And it's gonna be a treat because we're appreciating. And of course, like I said, we win at the end. So I'm looking forward to channeling that one. But we're gonna get to it. Let's wrap up over here. But anyways, deceit. This, I think, is a very good follow-up to what we had here with the boredom. Of course, like I mentioned, this is something that they were hiding. They are hiding from their own selves, their own journey within, going into the silence. Because it's like, at first, I must say, like, silence can be very loud. And, with me making music and, understanding, like, how to, manipulate the sonics, the sounds, you understand that silence is a sound as well. Like, you mix and you master, because that's what the collective is doing. We're mastering. Hey, we're getting into mastery, gang. But understanding that silence is also a sound, because for example, like, I know a lot of people who listen to hip-hop music will get this, in like a certain point in the song, and like I'm thinking about Lil Wayne, especially like when Lil Wayne's about to drop a punchline, they cut the beat out and there's silence, and all you hear is the voice, right? But the voice is also an instrument. So remember that our voices are also instruments. But then with the silence, quote unquote, of the beat being taken out, that sound allows the other sound, which is the voice, to be heard. So when people go into silence, they're cutting out these external sounds, but the sound that's going to be heard is the guidance, is the intuition. So I think that, I know it, I'm saying it so easily, so freely, but I know it's hitting somebody hard right now, what I'm saying. I know it's hitting, I know it's connecting, because you've heard it before. They cut the beat out because silence is also a sound. It creates impact, it creates presence. It actually creates a space for other things to occupy and be more prevalent, be more exaggerated. For them to be like felt more. Because I mean, if we're gonna cut the beat when it's time for the kicker, for the punchline, that's like the Wheezy F, baby, and the F is for phenomenal. Like, we're all gonna react, but then at the same time we're gonna be like, phenomenal, don't start with an F. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's amazing. It's gonna just like blow your mind. But yeah, wow. Wow, guys, the amount of throat chakra clearing I've been going through, goodness gracious. Activate. Okay. Deceit. Those who use like FL Studio will get that. But of course, we're here to activate the vibes, gang. But and guess what? We have a bug that just entered the premises. Okay, but again, I get it. I mean, I have my windows open. I have these lights on. It's, attracted. Moth to a flame. Energy is energy. And they're not messing with what's energy, because I'm G. Like, deceit. Defeat. Listen, bruh. I'm thinking about one of these bars that I put on. Like, what did I say? The only time I'm defeated is when... Oh, goodness gracious. Let me even check. Like, let me go in. Why am I not even remembering my own lyrics right now? Oh, shit. Oh, my goodness. And it is on that song, What's Going On? Oh, and it all comes together. The only time I'm defeated is when I take my J's off. We've been talking about Jordans, we've been talking about sneakers, and they try to get to our outer soul. But because we have our soul, like, and it's on us, it's in us, it's in our auric field, we haven't taken it off. We haven't taken off the self, the skin yet. You know, we are still in this incarnation. We are still living. We're still breathing. But in this song, I was speaking to defeated in the sense of like defeated, taking things off your feet, you know, but also defeat, like they're trying to like destroy, get at you. So the only time I'm defeated is when I take my shoes off. Like, who are you to come at me? The only thing that's stopping me from my steps, these feet, is when I take off my own shoes, you know, because we have our own soul. We understand our soul is ours. You know, it's God's, it's given to us. We are part of universe, we're part of source, the great expanse, the great divine. But I think you get me, right? I think you get me. It's like there's so many ways to interpret art. And I'm being reminded now that, you know, even in our life experience, we must create and not curate. And that's very deep because, you know, I think also as an artist, it's so easy to you know, wonder about like how people will receive or interpret what it is that you've created. And, you know, it's not for us to decide like what people see in the art. You know, I'm thinking about, for example, like surrealism. Surrealism is like a form of art where, you know, things seem to be like warped or like kind of intentionally unintentional, if I can put it that way. You know, just Google surrealism, you'll see images that like are just like playing on what's real, what's not real, you know, reality and imagination, like just being taken to extremes, right? Depending on the depiction and how it came together. But oh, my neck was going off there, like. But anyway, it's like, yo, is this thing still recording? Yes, we are. Okay. And the time is 1:06:20:21:22:23 zone. Okay, let's get back. Yes, so coming off of this boredom card, deceit, and I was speaking to how the spiritual team was still showing up and showing out for you, you know, the guardians, the angels, the ancestors still looking out for you. And, you know, looking at this figure here in the middle, they have taken off their mask, and I'm looking at this as the collective. You've taken off your mask, you've actually integrated. You are no longer pretending. You are calling a spade for a spade. Like this year, we're not begging anybody. In fact, not this year, in this era, let's just put it that way, because it doesn't matter if it's this year. It could have been a decision that you made, but in this period of your life, you are not begging anybody. You are calling a spade for a spade. You are calling an eye for an eye. And you know, as much as like this person has like a broken heart, as much as they've broken your heart, it's like there's a realization that that was your actual awakening. That was actually what like cleared the facade for you. It's what cleared the fog, right? And actually made it possible for you to see that this humiliation was your initiation. This trials and tribulation was for your expansion, you know, all of that. And they are still parading, coming at you, you know, with the interjections, with the projections, with the monitoring, with the tracking, with the hacking. And there we go again. It's a group of people, right, around this person who is the light. And they're still coming at you with these masks on. I'm getting in this deck that I use, the Osho Tarot deck, where the Seven of Swords is actually depicted as someone who's got a mask on, you know, and there's a snake there. And you know, in that card it has green as in it as well, and with the snake. So definitely something about being shared, something about letting go of this group of people. And also again with the green energy, I'm thinking about the heart, where, you know, if they were trying to get at your heart, breaking your heart, but then you realize that actually this is an energy for me to work with, there's like alchemization, helping. Of course, the guardian angels are helping. So your angels are helping you with the alchemy and like working with this energy to actually like go through your transformation, you know, your wondrousness, your curiosity as to how you live your passion. Because, you know, if I think of the Knight of Wands going to, the Page of Wands going to the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands is somebody who lives from passion, who's like moving ahead with so much drive, so much charisma, that I don't actually say that word a lot. Ooh, but what's that song by Haley Knox, Charismatic? Ooh, look, man, what's these lyrics? Hey man, you know what, guys? We're on a roll right now. Like, thank you, Spirit, for the channeling, man. Haley Stone, charismatic. Can we get the lyrics? What does she say? To keep it real, I'm not that friendly. I'm just charismatic. I used to think I needed him, but I was just distracted. Now every time I look in the mirror, I feel ecstatic. Tell the cameraman there's no good side. They're both attractive. What? Like, yo, Spirit just stopped me at charismatic. It's like, yo, there's a song you like called Charismatic. In fact, actually on my Spotify rap, this was like I think my number one most played song last year. It's crazy. But look at that, like, to keep it real, I'm not that friendly, I'm just charismatic. You know, you've left the group. You love them from a distance now, right? That's why you're not so charismatic. I mean, that's why you're not, of course, you're not so charismatic about engaging with them. It's not like appealing anymore. That's why you're at the distance. But then, you know, not so friendly again. Like I was saying, could be friends, could be family. But then also, I used to think I needed him, but I was just distracted. So again, you remember, we don't create, we don't, as the creatives, we don't curate, we create. So even though she said, I used to think I needed him, but I was just distracted. In this reading, how it's being applied now, she's talking about a particular individual, the opposite sex or the partner, right? But then for us, it's like we didn't need these people. That's our interpretation. She doesn't even have to know that. It was just her job to create the song. And now here we are interpreting it for our own purpose or meaning, right? I used to think I needed him, but I was just distracted. They were trying to pull you away. And look at all these people coming at the light being there in the middle. Just trying to get at you, trying to distract you, trying to pull you to look at their mask and get you away from the inner work that you needed to do for yourself. Like, what is that, bruh? Yo. But anyways, as we can see, you know, the guardian angels were definitely present. They could see what was happening and they were assisting you from the spiritual realm and, you know, maintaining your light, kind of directing you into other places and spaces for you to do your absolute best. I'm being drawn to the numbers here. 2 + 7, 27, 7, 8, 9. We were speaking earlier about 1 to 9. And then boredom being number 4, that is like a structure that's stable. And again, you having to leave. How this all comes together. I'm about to mention this now. The boredom, like you needing to leave this group, this structure, this group. And from 1 to 9, the family caused deceit. Holy Spirit, the card is 10, which reduces to 1. And guardian angels 27 reduces to 9. 1 to 9 and the grouping. Like, come on, we can't make this shit up. We cannot make this shit up. Wow, 112 on the timer, 48 seconds. But wow, man. Tell the cameraman there's no good side. They both attractive. From both sides, no matter which side you come at me from, I'm still gonna light, my G. Now every time I look in the mirror, I feel ecstatic. Oh, it's time to get excited. Like, I've been this whole reading hype. Even though with the distractions, the interjections, you know what? Because what we appreciate appreciates. It's all about where you send your energy towards. Where energy goes, folk. Yo, this moved me in the other reading, but I know it was necessary. Where energy flows, where focus goes, energy grows. Focus grows, energy flows. You get it. But yes, what we appreciate appreciates. So the more you direct energy towards the things that you love, the things that you're grateful for, your passions, your creativity, your expression, your expansion, your co-creation, your collaboration with others who are of like minds, your soul tribe, the soul team. Thank you for the subscribe. But Yeah, man. It's like, you're gonna get your divine helpers, the people who are in alignment with you, and the divine help, which we are clearly seeing here. It's like the spirit, the presence of spirit has been here this whole time. Spirit teachers, guardian angels, divine helpers. It's like Holy Spirit as well here. I'm getting that these are like different groups, within this deck. Like, I think it's divided into like different types of, yes, it actually is divided into different like groups, right? And there's even like what, nature spirit. But the guidance that's coming through right now is that you would have like multiple spirit guides, multiple angels, ancestors, ascended masters on your spirit team. And I mean, they're all coming through at different points for different reasons in different seasons. And that's why you're still breathing. Hey, what do you do, gang? But here we are, you left this family, and look at the appreciation that's coming through. I mean, from one little stem, you went and planted a whole garden. There I was speaking to, soul team, soul tribe, like-minded people, on earth or in heaven, or just in the energetic realm, and there they are, like, forming hands. I'm getting that we are the world card from the Osho tarot deck as well. That's giving 10 of Pentacles. So it's like, your empire, your group, your happily ever after, your legacy is going to be built from you directing your energy towards where you have planted seeds, and how it connects to the very first card. And you, of course, being passionate and actually learning to direct your energy into what lifts your spirit, because your energy is currency, and rather use it to create than hate. Granted, you've integrated your darkness, but oh wow, look at this being the number 4. And again, we were talking about 40. So I mean, here it's 40 and we're talking about 4 over here. So it's like what they tried to take from you was multiplied 4 times, but then you also got your own stability. You created and also recreated your own understanding or your own version of stability. And that's what's coming through again with the chosen family, because yes, you can have people that are your family like blood, but then you can also find kindred souls, kindred spirits, divine helpers, which end up becoming your family. Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I mean, just now look at the hands. Look at the hands of God coming through, bringing the stars closer. Stars find other stars. Light attracts light. It's like your frequency ultimately put you in a place where you could attract experiences, people, places that matched up with you. And I'm also getting something about even being moved to other places where you are no longer with like energies that are trying to come at you, because now all sides are beautiful. The cameraman can look at you from all sides. From the left side, you got angels in protection. From the right side, you got angels in protection. In your hands, you the star, you've got the flowers. In front of you, behind you, you've got the greener pastures. It's like everything is grown now, because there was a presentation of greener pastures there, but I mean, it's not the same color of green. We could be seeing green, but like somebody's looking at like astroturf, while another person is looking at like the putting green, like on a golf course. Different green, gang, different green. But anyways, I'm also thinking about how they speak like money in music, like it's green. We got different types of money now, different types of opportunities, different ways to expand, different ways to make money. Again, 10 of Pentacles, different green, multiple streams of income, multiple sources of using our energy, multiple friends, family members, home, career, opportunities. We've got different green, because they try to usurp, try to attack, they try to track, they try to bug, they try to hack. Woo! But the justice came through. Who's that? Ric Flair. Woo! And the whole stadium, the whole auditorium reacts. Woo! It's like you and the divine helpers, you and your soul team, you and the soul tribe, they laughing with us, they celebrating with us. They just like, woo! Like, what? The justice was served. Like, woo! It knocked them, But it's also knocking us back into position, but it's also knocking them off of whatever platform, foundation, pedestal that they once had, and that's why, you know, the structures are tilting, you know. But here in the Justice card, I mean, we've got balance right there. And again, these actions have been seen. There's an eye, there's an eye, there's an eye. And come on, you as the collective, you've got both eyes on the prize, which is your creation, your passion. And yeah, I think that's a beautiful place to leave this reading, gang. Thank you as always for joining me. Most high, most above. Thank you for spreading all the love. Do the things right there in the comments. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, collective, for spreading your time and your energy with me. Thank you to everyone who is just helping the growth of this channel. Let's grow, let's expand, let's go from level to level, stage to stage. Let's calm the rage, let's integrate, you know, let's keep the chakras open, keep high vibe. And thank you for being part of the tribe. Peace and love, gang. Yeah, yeah.